Welcome to Heaving Bosoms, the podcast where two best friends recap romance novels while vine swinging and being bird perverts. Hey HBs, happy Monday! This week on the bonus feed, we're actually getting with the times. I know, I'm shocked. Look, I started talking to Sabrina about the latest season of Love is Blind, and an hour later, we decided that it should probably be a bonus episode. This was recorded before the wedding episode came out, and I do not hold back on my commentary, so be prepared. That's this Friday on Patreon and our Apple Podcast bonus subscription. We're so lucky to have more people supporting us on Patreon. So welcome, you absolute stars. Skylar H., Basharu McManaman, Emily T., Jennifer A., It's Mira, and Claudia. Patreon is where you can also get these episodes early and ad-free, plus live hangs, reading list voting rights, and more. All right, this week we're digging into 2026 even more, and we're doing it with specialty tools. Here's part one of our recap of Temple of Swoon by Joe Segura. Oh, hello.
Oh, hello, book skipper.
Book, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I bet that first book is so good. I heard all about it in this book, and I'm really intrigued. I think I'm going to read it soon.
Yeah, fucking hello, book skipper. Okay, like, this is a little action book, and it's definitely a sequel, because there's so many things while I was reading this book that I was like, I'll bet you Melody hasn't read the first book.
Nope.
She's not going to understand. And this is
I mean, I think I get it.
I mean, you get it, but like,
she does a good enough job with,
she does. I'm sure she does
contextualizing everything.
I'm sure she does a great fucking job if you haven't read the first fucking book, Melody. But I am telling you, as somebody who has read both books, I was reading and I was like, it's nice.
I get this, and Melody
it's
doesn't.
Nice having the details.
Yeah, I get that. I know. I actually am very intrigued, and I can't wait to read about that ancient Aztec warrior pretty soon. After
I'm also going to tell you
this
that
recording.
The audiobook is delightful.
Oh man, this audiobook, pristine.
Okay. Yeah, I did audiobook this one.
It's real good. Yeah, let me make sure I know who the audiobook narrator is, because I definitely want to. But
anyway, yeah, like, this is, I think this is our last book in our Digging Up 2026 entry.
Maybe.
Rolling into.
Maybe.
Because, spoiler, listener, next episode is 420. So we're doing a pro-weed book.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited.
We're putting some weeds in it.
Well, more specifically, and most importantly, somebody previously has made a comment about wanting Melody to have to read Omegaverse. And so we are, I think, doing our first Omegaverse on pod.
Are we? Really?
Is that because have you done Omegaverse before?
Yes, we have. We did the Not Today Satan one. We haven't done Harem, I don't think.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
We have done Omegaverse.
No, baby. No, baby. That's not what I'm talking about.
But it is the correct term. We haven't done Harem Omegaverse. Reverse Harem or whatever.
Yeah, okay. All right. Fair enough. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about
totally different worlds.
Anyway, that's a whole nother episode.
Also, maybe we should figure out, maybe we should be high for the Patreon episode that week. Should I get a cannabis drink?
I would be so down. I feel like we should just cut all of this.
Fun. Yeah.
So that this book is focused, this episode is focused on the actual book that it is.
Wait, is that right though?
You were looking up it should be Temple of Swoon and then...
But does it come out on 420?
It's episode 420.
That's the one. That's why we did it. Yeah, no, that makes a lot more sense now, for sure.
Yeah, and also I would say I would rather just focus on this book. So if we can actually just take out all of our little banter and...
No, absolutely not. The narrator for this book, though, is Kyla Garcia, and excellent work. Does a great job. Big fan.
We actually meet Miri at the end of the first book.
I thought we might.
In the epilogue, we meet her, and literally, I had no idea walking into Temple of Swoon. I hadn't read the synopsis. And by the way, listener, we're doing Temple of Swoon by Joe Segura. And it was fun. It was delightful.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
What a romp. What a heterosexual cunnilingus romp. You know what I mean?
Bro.
He is into it.
Okay.
Rafa goes down, okay?
And
he goes
Rafa
down,
goes
he goes
up.
in, he goes up, he goes sideways, he goes around.
And we're not going to think about shower times because this is all in the South American rainforest, Brazil specifically. And
they're staying in an eco spa.
Yeah, I do
whatever.
appreciate
they have
that
showers. I
do appreciate that Joe Segura very carefully made it very clear that there's lots of showering happening.
Yeah, they don't have to bathe in the Amazon where if you pee, a fish might swim up your pee hole. Okay, they don't have to do that. There's none of that.
I actively try to forget that that's a thing, and I'm really mad at you for
I couldn't forget
reminding me.
Yeah.
Every single time somebody ended up in water in both of these books, frankly, I just had to whimsy real hard because the first book takes place in Mexico. And there's like situations, and it's just like every single time somebody ended up in just the middle of the forest in the water, I was like, this is rough.
Yeah.
This is rough.
It's tough.
But anyway, so we open up with Miriam. That's our lead, Miri.
Yeah.
And she is landed in Brazil. She has made it out of the airport.
Wait. I love this opening though, because the way that it's written is all about her like running through the terrain, and she's going by all of these different creatures and la 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 la. So it sounds like she could be in the rainforest already. And then it's her running through the airport to try and catch a bus. It made me really happy because it's sort of, even though it's written in third person, it does sort of sound like her inner monologue. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And Miri is just so goofy and fun and makes the best out of any situation, even if it's just in her brain parts, you know?
As somebody who has spent a lot of time listening to the perfect song and soundtrack while experiencing life and very much being like, yes, a scene.
Ooh.
Like I felt very deeply seen.
Yeah.
By Miri in general.
Yeah. So she's here to be an archaeologist on some sort of excavation. And she's trying to catch this bus because it's the last one to this, like, small town they're supposed to go to. And she misses it. And then just as she's, like, turning around to try and figure out her next move, she and another guy, like, bump into each other, I think.
No. Very importantly, he is standing there looking like, oh, shit. And he's like, was that the last bus? She's still on the ground. He's like, was that the last bus to blah, blah, blah? And she's like, yeah, we missed it by, like, 20 seconds. And he's like, damn. And he like sends a text message and then like looks back and he's like, and then she knocks over her bag and everything falls out.
That's what
and he drops down to help her.
Because she's a clumsy, everyone. Importantly for the rest of the book, she's a clumsy.
Accurate. Which leads to lots of adorable scenes. But
And
It's just very
discoveries.
important to me because that's how she is describing this already tall person, but she's looking up at him being just the sexiest bastard that's ever existed.
Honestly.
Because she looks up and she's like, they don't make them like that back home.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
we find out
could it be him?
Yeah. We find out later that he's half Brazilian, half French Canadian. And so she thinks at first that he's like a local-ish.
He speaks Canadian French to her at one point, and in his mind, he's thinking to himself, he's like, maybe it's a little fucked up that I know the effect that has on women.
Yeah. Between my rugged features and then that accent and like the smolder in my eyes that I know to give them.
And the rock hard 32 pack.
That's right. That she describes a 32 pack. So
she's like, I don't even know how many are under there. It's at least an 8 pack, but it's probably a 32 pack.
For sure. Yeah.
Like, holy shit. So he then drops down to help her, though, and we have my first quote of the book.
Oh, yes, please.
Because this is where we learn that Rafa, we don't know his name yet in reality, but Rafa is in fact super hot, but very capable of being the least smooth person in the world.
Yeah.
Because he does look at her and he's like, sorry, he continued, I was distracted checking out your goods. Not your goods, but the goods from your convenience store. I mean, it's quite the selection. And then it's so cute because she's like, yeah, what do you have? And then it turns into this whole thing. And this is when she gets the nickname Pringles because she says, he's like, oh no, I can't take something. And she's like, I insist, just not the Pringles. Why is that? He ticked his head to the side, eyeing her curiously. Because you know what they say, once you pop, and I've popped, and now cannot stop, she said. Instantly, she regretted the level of dorkiness infused in her attempts at banter.
But he loves it.
And I was like,
He loves it.
Yeah, he does. He's charmed by her, especially because she's not immediately, like, looking at him like she's been starving in the wild for 15 days and he's a fucking rotisserie chicken.
I mean, don't get us wrong. On the inside, that's exactly how she's looking at him. But not on the outside.
She's not a seductress.
No.
She's not a classic seductress. This is not, we don't have I almost said Cheshire Cat. That's not the reference I was going for. The lady in the red dress.
A femme
with
fatale.
the rabbit boy.
A Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, that's the one. Cheshire Cat. Now that exists. There's no way that doesn't exist.
I think we do have more of a Cheshire Cat in this situation. A tiny bit. She's just like cute and silly and smiley and fun. She's just very fun. So he ends up taking some M&Ms. And she's like, okay, well, I guess.
Oh my god! Very specifically peanut M&Ms, which like
delish,
fucking gross.
Delish.
Don't put nuts in my candy.
No, please do.
I am a hashtag no nut sweets.
No, you can put a nut or a legume in my chocolate, and I will be so happy.
A legume. I am so sorry. We're taking a hard left. What the fuck?
Peanuts are a legume. Peanuts are not nuts. They're legumes. They're closer genetically to like lentils.
Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Nobody cares. It's called a peanut, not a pea legume. Okay? This is a tomato situation, and nobody gives a shit. Tomatoes are a fruit.
Oh, yeah.
But people think of them as a vegetable.
Like an avocado.
And you know what? That's fine.
Also a cucumber? Aren't cucumbers also a fruit? They've got seeds in them.
I think so because it comes from a flower.
Yeah, and it's got seeds in them. Inside them.
Yeah, whatever the botanical, whatever the real biological classification of all of these things are, I don't give a fuck if a peanut is a legume. No legumes, no nuts.
Oh, you know what I'm craving now? I'm really craving boiled peanuts. Ugh.
I was literally, the minute you mentioned peanuts and legumes, or I don't even remember what it is, but like it came out and I was like, fuck, I would I would do some heinous things
for
right
some
this very
boiled
instant
peanuts.
For some boiled peanuts to show up right in front of me.
Yum.
Oh man. Anyway,
so
neither of us have had lunch yet. So anyway, so we have this like interaction, and it sets the stage. So that is something that you'll notice in the first book too. Joe Segura, this is my first book, or first set of books by her, and like she is so effective at getting so much done in so little time. Like we don't even know Rafa's name.
Yeah.
And we know so much about him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just from this scene.
Yeah.
Oh, it's delightful.
And so she's like, okay, I've got to figure out my next moves. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to go in and, see if I can find another bus ticket or whatever. So she goes into the bathroom because she's a hot mess. Okay. Everything's frizzy. She's so sweaty. There's just grime on her. So she goes to change her clothes in the bathroom, and who accidentally walks in but Rafa, while
she's in nothing but a boring navy blue
t-shirt bra and some cargo shorts. Hot. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love a cargo short.
Unabashed, and I'm not talking about the
lesbian thing about me.
I unabashedly love a cargo short, but I'm not talking about the fucking cool, cute ones you can get nowadays.
No,
I'm talking about when you think cargo short, when you think incel, that cargo short on the right fucking person. Gimme. I fucking love a cargo, especially because it's there's something so sexy about somebody prepared for anything.
Totally.
And by God, the right person in a cargo short, they don't need a purse. They don't need a bag. They got pockets on pockets on pockets.
Yeah. Oh my God, I thought of you the other day. Shit. I forgot to send it to you. Guys, I've been penguining Sabrina real hard in our WhatsApp, and apparently I forgot to send this one video to them.
I wouldn't know if you did or didn't send it to me because I haven't watched any.
They haven't been watching any of them. Anyway,
I will watch them. It's just going to be when I realized that this was a multi-day phenomenon. I did do what I usually do, and I went, I'm going to give it a week, and then I'm going to come back. Yep, and then I'm going to come back, and in the span of 20 minutes, I'm going to watch all of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Of penguin treats.
And when I do, you're going to get responses.
Yeah.
To 18 separate fucking messages, because I will swipe to respond to each specific thing.
Yeah.
But
anyway,
those that are worth a response.
I cannot remember who the creator was. If I find the video again, I'll link it, but I don't know that I'm going to be able to find it. I'm sorry. Regardless, it's this lady just looking at, screen, and she's like, what's crazy about a masc lesbian is that they will make you so many promises. They will be like, oh, baby, I will take care of you. I'll make sure that you have everything you need, all this stuff. And then they just do. You're thinking to yourself, oh, is this the honeymoon period? And then you're like, no, you're 2 years in and you're still the most pampered baby girl that's ever happened.
That is so funny. I've had so many conversations recently being back in the dating scene in Southern Louisiana. And I'm about to paint some broad fucking strokes.
Sure.
Quality. I need everybody to know these are about to be some broad strokes.
Everybody shut up. We know what's happening here.
I am not high maintenance enough for masc lesbians in Southern Louisiana.
Okay.
Because I want to be pampered, but not the way that they're expecting to pamper me.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. And they're it's very common for queer women in Southern Louisiana. I'm not going to say everybody, but especially being back, and especially now that I know what it's like to date men too. They really are just trying to fit the chopsticks or a fork and a spoon situation. They're reinventing gender roles.
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. In a relationship where that's by deep definition not necessary.
Right. Yeah.
But it is a thing, and there's the flip side. There's lots of super femme lesbians down here that want that, right? And that there is a pot for every lid.
Absolutely.
And I wish you all the happiest life. It just couldn't be me because I meet them and they're so nice. This was how it was when I was younger too. But I'm like, it just became very clear that they want to take care of me, and I'm like,
oh, this is a little stifling.
Not like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, not like that. They're like, I'm doing something nice for you. And I'm like, no, not the right nice, though. I don't need that. I pay a mortgage on my own.
Right.
Nowadays, I'm like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I replace dryer belts on my own with long nails. And I wear pants while I do it with my long nails. Wow, I have cargo shorts of my own. Look at me. But I also have dresses that most of them don't really know what to do with.
And now you're all into skirts. That skirt is so cute. I was just thinking about getting skirts for this summer too, and I think you finally
fucking did. Shout out Mariana. Like I almost made athleisure wear skirts my lady love this week.
Yeah.
I am not going to do that, but I almost did, and it is all because shout out Mariana, my love, wore a fucking skirt to some family friend event.
Yeah.
Since I've moved back, and it had pockets and it had the built-in shorts, and it wasn't the skirts we grew up with where it was like a skirt mullet.
Yes.
Where it's like skirt in the front, shorts in the back.
And then the short in the back.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that. I was never a fan of that. But this.
Cute.
Ooh, and I went to the store in this the other day, and I like a little slutty slut, lifted up my skirt at the fucking checkout, and I was like, "Argh," and it was all to get my wallet. My wallet's in my pocket, my hidden pocket.
Ooh, yeah.
And it's like if you're lifting up your skirt for a hidden pocket, you might be thinking pussy. That's not the pocket.
No,
it's in the shirt.
Honestly, Sabrina, I can honestly say, because I don't wear, I don't have skirts that I like right now, but I do regularly wear like my very, very long knee shorts underneath dresses that go down a little bit past my knee. And I can guarantee you that I am of the age and the demeanor that when I lift up that dress to get whatever is in my pocket, nobody's worrying about it at all.
Yep.
Nobody thinks
that's also a fucking move.
Trying to
I
be
will
sexy.
Say it does feel like real fun and flirty though, because like the skirt is so short.
It is,
it's like already you're like
super cute.
Being flirty with the fact that it's a short skirt, and then you're like lift it, credit card. Where did it come from? Anyway, that was man, Miri would be so cute in a little athleisure wear skirt.
Miri would rock an athleisure. Yes, absolutely. Well, and so after she changes, he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and leaves. And after she changes, she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna try and figure out like maybe a cab, right?" She ends up fighting with this cabbie and insulting him over the amount of money he wants to do this ride. And then he calls her a street urchin as a result, which is just salt in the wound, you know?
I literally could not see my TV because I was laughing so hard that I cried when he called her a street urchin.
Same.
So if you're looking for something for Dickens times.
Hey, you're right. This works.
This book works.
Yeah. And so then thankfully Rafa comes up and he's like, "How much is it going to be to get to this place?" And he's like, 300 American. And he's like, done. This is company money. I'm fine. What's up?
Listener, this is a quick plug for Reading Embrace times because we never remember to talk about our Reading Embrace during the rest of the year. Not only that, but more specifically, what I'm getting at is Dickens Times is actually, I think, from last year's Reading Embrace.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the 2025 Reading Embrace instead of the 2026 Reading Embrace? Guess what? Sounds great.
You'll still get
You'll
Embrace.
just have to send it in and email it to us because we're not looking at that spreadsheet ever again.
No, the spreadsheet's done.
And yeah, it exists. You can find it. You can go look on it, but we will never look at it again unless we open it and we're like, what the fuck is that? Oh, so like, hey, you'll be embraced. Check out our Reading Embrace.
Yeah.
Moving on.
If you want to do the 2023 one, you let a bitch know. You just email us about it and we will.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll embrace you for it. Anyway, Dickens Times is a good one for this book. Unexpected. You know what I mean? Anyway, okay. So then he's like, okay. And he goes around to get in and then he looks at her and he's like, "Are you coming?" And she's like, "What?" And the guy's like, absolutely not. She called my car a hunk of junk. And Rafa's like, well, I mean, she's not wrong, is she? Also, I'll pay you another 100. And she's like, you can't do that. You can't do that for me. And he's like, we're going to the same place. It's going to be fine. And then as they get in the car, she tries to pay him again. And he says, no. Just think of it as payment for the M&Ms. It's, whatever. And then he turns on the charm. Ooh.
They sat staring at each other for another few moments as Rafa weighed the pros and cons of his next couple of words. I've got this thing tonight, but he started as she simultaneously said, did you know the Amazon is home too? They paused. Fuck. Guess he'd read that wrong. You go, he said. No, you first. I insist. Aside from an awkward taxi ride, what did he have to lose? I was going to say I've got a thing I have to go to this evening, but I was wondering if maybe you wanted to grab a drink afterward?
Ooh.
What were you going to say? And then it's so cute because he's like, wow, I'm not usually nervous around women, but like, man, she's just so cute and just so fun and interesting and unlike anything I've ever seen before. And it's just, like, he's already smitten.
Oh, absolutely.
And then she says, I was going to ask if you knew the Amazon is home to some amazing beer bars and if you'd like to get a drink this evening. He exhaled internally. No, you weren't. And he just like smiles at her.
Uh-huh.
And then she says, you're right. Technically, I was going to ask if you knew the Amazon is home to 2.5 million insect species, but I'd like to get a drink. Unless after this car ride, you decide you can't handle all this awesomeness. And by awesomeness, I mean this, she said, motioning her hands over her fanny pack like Vanna White on Wheel of Fortune. And then he starts laughing. Meanwhile, the fucking taxi driver like looks in the mirror and like raises an eyebrow, and Rafa's like, mind your business,
right?
Man. And then he says, I am only coming if you wear that Pringles and bring your snack bar. And she says, well, you're in luck, my Quebecois friend. I don't know how to pronounce that.
What?
Quebecois? Quebec?
Oh, isn't it Quebecois?
I have no idea. My Quebecian friend.
There we go.
This thing doubles as a snack pouch. And then he just like partially smiles and ducks his head.
He thinks she's so cute. He's so charmed.
Great.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So the tough thing. Yeah.
Just Joe Segura. Joe, if I can. If we can be that familiar. I need you to know I love the way that you write a hero and the way he's just like how he reacts to his future lady wife. Because like they're so like cute but sexy but kind of bashful and like, oh God, they're so swoony.
It's great.
All of them are I love them. Continue. Oh God, get us back on track, Melody.
Well, so this cab ride is a little bit tough because both of them are lying to each other. They both know that their current assignments are top secret. And so even though he's there as a photojournalist for Globe Geo, basically National Geographic magazine, and he's supposed to document this, expedition into the jungle. What's up?
It is Nat Geo. I'm so
yeah.
dumb. I was like, I wonder if this is a real magazine. Never Googled it. It is Nat Geo. This is National Geo. Fuck. Oh my God. I'm sorry. My brain has been full of appliances and athleisure wear. Okay.
No, you're so pretty. Is all I have to say about that. Anyway, so he's there to document.
I have so many money pouches as she is insistent her fanny packs are. Okay.
I hear you. I was in a similar situation, being not at all intellectually curious about the Vulture. And then getting walloped in the face by that again at the end.
Oh my God, because you didn't read the first book, so like you're like, I don't give a fuck about Vulture. Yeah.
Oh, I was like, okay.
Who gives a shit about that dude? I will say, when we get there, spoiler listener, when we fucking get to the big reveal, I literally gasped out loud. I did not see it coming.
No, me neither.
At all.
I did not Sherlock Holmes that
it
even
still
a
made
millisecond.
sense. Oh, so good. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, sorry.
Wow, we're really killing it at efficiency in 2026.
I think we're nailing it, absolute success so far. So
we're nailing something.
He's here to
probably the last nail in the coffin.
I'm trying to get us back on track.
No! Okay, go.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
It's awesome. You're going to love it.
I am
I'm
going to
give it to you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. If you're shopping while working, eating, or even listening to this podcast, then you know and love the thrill of the hunt. But are you getting the thrill of the best deals? Rakuten shoppers do. They get the brands they love with the most savings and cash back. And you can get it too. Start getting cash back at your favorite stores and even stack sales on top of cash back. It's easy to use and you get your cash back through PayPal or check. The idea is simple. Stores pay Rakuten for sending them shoppers, and Rakuten shares the money with you as cash back. Download the free Rakuten app and never miss a deal. Or go to Rakuten.com to start getting the most bang for your buck. That's Rakuten.
Thanks, Ashley, for being here. You are.
Yeah, so he's here to as like his last assignment. He tried to quit his job, and then he got just strong-armed into this by his boss calling his dad, who's on the board of directors of this magazine or whatever.
Oh my God. How babified, like how infantilizing.
I know.
Like,
but he's very close to his dad partially because his mom died when he was really, really, really young. And so it's really just been these two like going on adventures throughout the world because his dad is like this big philanthropic, archaeology interested, guy.
Once we find out the truth about his mom and his dad, it made a lot more sense. But up until we found out that truth, I was like, something here is not adding up. There's a lot of things, actually, about everything, about your family that doesn't add up, my friend.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, man, plot hole that is pretty egregious plot hole. And then it's like, oh, no, it's not a plot hole. It's that he doesn't have the plot. He doesn't know all of the... I just had a lot of questions.
No, I hear you.
The big reveal.
And I thought that particularly was done really, really well. Because even though it looked like a plot hole, like as we were experiencing it, it also completely made sense as to why he had zero questions. Growing up in that kind of, like with all of the teeny tiny tidbits of information, it made sense that he also had no idea what the fuck was going on and didn't think to question anything, obviously. So anyway, she's here as an archaeologist on this same dig. Nobody quite knows, I don't think, what exactly it is yet. I don't even think Mary does. Maybe she does. Yeah.
They kind of,
yeah.
They know it's some big secret. It's about, they're finding the lost city of the moon.
Right.
Essentially.
Right.
And it's this,
I mean, it sounds like
legend.
A fucking dream come true. An entire city made of lapis lazuli or whatever.
Yeah.
Come on.
Super cool. super cool. But like, and did you read the author's note at the end of this book? I'm not sure if it's in the audiobook.
No.
Okay, so like she goes into, so like she basically came up with this legend and like all of this stuff in specific while still trying to be thoughtful to the real, legends and people of the area and things like that. But like she was explaining all of the everything about all of these things, and it was so cool, and it did send me down several rabbit holes, and it was real hard to dig myself out of because I did go down some archaeological rabbit holes.
Nice.
Thanks to that author's note. But I do recommend Melody reading that author's. It was really cool.
Okay. All right.
It was just really good.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, he shows up to like the welcome dinner, essentially. And he meets this like douchebag who ends up being one of the co-leads. His name is Dr.
Quinn is the
Quinn.
Fucking word. No, we were not fucking calling him. I refuse.
I would never. I mean, I'm just saying that his name in the book is Dr. Quinn. He is, I will call him douchebag.
It's redacted.
Douche
Dr.
nozzle.
Redacted Quinn.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough. Do you want me to bleep it? I'll bleep it.
Yeah, I would love that. Oh my God, yes. Anytime we accidentally say it,
I'm going to bleep it. It'll be great.
Bleep it.
Yeah. And so he meets this guy, and the guy is obviously like, oh man, I'm going to tell you exactly how to do your photography job because I know all the things about photography. And then they're waiting for everyone to get to the dinner before they like usher out the staff so that this big presentation can happen and they can acquaint everyone with the like project as a whole, And then from across the room, somebody goes, oh, wow, Miriam, really cutting it close or something. And a new person has come in, and it turns out it's Miri, everyone, okay? Miri's here now. And he's like, I'm supposed to get drinks with her later, but it turns out we're colleagues? ? Oh my God, because he told her that he was visiting family, which turns out to be not true. And then she tells him that she's a backpack consultant.
And he's like, this girl?
That could be a job, I guess.
But also, like, she's just gonna backpack the Amazon alone?
By herself?
This one?
I mean, I feel like you can consult on backpacks anywhere. Why would you do it with jaguars and caimans and stuff? It's fine. Yeah. He just wants to have a drink with her. Maybe they'll fuck and then they'll never see each other again. He's really ready for it,
Oh my God, he falls so fast though, because immediately he's like from like the second scene after he's met her in his internal monologue, he's like, is it too early to think about love?
Settling
and the fact that I have
down?
nobody to go home to? And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty quick, Rafa, but like, I'm not going to judge you for it.
I'm not mad about it.
We're all here for it.
Yeah.
Like Temple of Swoon indeed.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So they're both at the buffet and she's trying to put gravy on something, okay? And that is when somebody calls attention to him and she turns to like look at him and she ends up pouring the gravy all over the floor and her shoes.
Yeah, because she just looks at it and she's like, Rafa?
Oh my God.
And he's like, Miri?
Uh-huh.
And then there's just gravy everywhere.
It's so funny. And then she ends up across the room from him and she will not make eye contact. And he's like, oh, okay, so that's how it's going to be? Like, fucking fine. And they get this entire video presentation from the couple from the first book, Dr. Corey Mejia and whoever her hero is. And up until this point, Miri has been saying her motto is WWCMD, what would Corey Mejia do?
What would Corey Mejia do?
Yeah, because that's how she's going to become the badass archaeologist that has like a reputation in the field. That's what she's going to do. What did I say? Why are you grinning over there?
Just the way you said archaeologist just now.
Did I mess it up?
It just
archaeologist.
Well, I could tell that you were mashing like 18 words in your brain together at the time as I was leaving your, and you're like archaeologist. But like the what made me most elated by it is that I just kept the train moving. You're like, I don't give a fuck. Archaeologo, whatever.
Sometimes you drop things. You gotta leave them.
Archear, fuck it.
So they get this whole presentation, and it is that he was clumsy, the old hero was clumsy and broke like his ankle ? So they can't come on the dig. And as a result, they have made co-leads being Dr. Bleep Quinn and Miri. Are going to be the two co-leads to find the city of the moon. It's less work for me later. You know what I mean?
So much.
Yeah.
Continue.
And so she is floored by this, and he can tell that she was not ready for this. Meanwhile, the douche nozzle was obviously briefed beforehand, and he literally like stands up and pats himself on the back in front of everyone when he is announced. He's so gross. And so
meanwhile, Miri is completely blindsided, and Rafa can see in her eyes that she's blindsided because she's like, me?
Yeah.
And is taking everything in her not to just sprint from this room.
Yes.
Into the forest, never to come back.
Yeah. Yeah. If she could make it to the airport, even better. But the forest will do, you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So after that, she ends up going down to the bar anyway, just in case he shows up. But she also just like kind of wants to drown in her nerves a bit, you know, like tie one on to feel better about this new development.
Oh my God. And then we meet her little bestie who she's had for like 7 or 8 years. And oh my God, she is so fun. I hope she gets a book.
Right.
I wonder if do you know who the next book is?
I don't. No.
Okay. You tell us what happens at the bar and I'm going to look that up.
Oh, okay, great. Yes, absolutely. So yeah, she and the bestie talk for a bit, and then he does show up at the bar. And she's like, oh, I really thought that you weren't going to come. And he's like, yeah, I thought you might be on your way to the airport maybe, but I figured I'd try. And so they actually like are able to flirt. They apologize for lying to each other. And so they're like, both of them say like, I really didn't want to, but I also didn't see another alternative. And they decide that it's good that they're both not sociopaths who like lying to people. And it's really cute, actually. So, yes.
The next book, I don't recognize either of these people, but I'm super excited because it is searching for the Eye of the Minotaur in Greece.
Nice.
Super cool. Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah, they end up like flirting really hard. She asks him like what he thought might happen when he asked her to this drink and everything. It's
oh my God.
All very swoony.
And then Dr. Redacted shows up and he's such a fucking
tool
douche nozzle. Because he's like, yeah, we're going to talk about work. And she's like, well, how convenient because we were just talking
I'm the co-lead.
about work.
Yeah.
Like, hello. And he's like, and he basically like pats her on the head and is like, go away. Like, go fuck yourself, Dr. Redacted.
Yeah.
You're such an asshole. Not only did you ruin this adorable scene, but you're going to be an infantilizing prick while you do it.
Yeah, he purposefully makes her feel very small. And it's really not great. Rafa tries to get her to stay, but she's finally like, nope, this is not worth it. And she feels like she should go to her room anyway and start doing some research to make sure that, like, she knows her shit for the next day.
So I might be Swiss cheesing this.
Okay.
But have you mentioned his actual reason for being there?
I was just about to do that. How about you take over? Go ahead, my love.
Yeah. So Rafa is actually here. His cover story, essentially, which is a legitimate story, is that he is here to write an article for not National Geographic.
Yes.
And take photos and things like that of the expedition. But he's actually here to sabotage the expedition. Turns out his father met his mother when he was in Brazil looking for the Moon City. And nobody has ever found it, and it turns out it's because there's a group of people named the Los Protectores.
The protectors of the Moon City.
Yes, and they are essentially people living everyday lives, but they are descendants of the Moon City. So the story of the Moon City is that it was this beautiful city that only shows up when the moon's light hits it, and these people are protecting it, and all of these things. And the people abandoned the city to keep it safe from conquistadors, basically.
Essentially, yeah. And like
when they landed.
Other tribes for sure, but mostly the conquistadors, yeah.
Yeah, because they're going to come and just ransack the whole thing.
Yeah.
And so they just abandoned their city, and now they are protecting the city, their ancestors, like their descendants. Turns out Rafa's mother was a protector, and they met because his father was looking for I don't think that was even a thing
it was.
At this point. It was?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
So she protects, they fall in love, they make babies, you know? And
they make one baby.
Or baby.
Is Rafa.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember how she dies.
She gets hit by a car. It's like a car crash of some sort. Maybe she doesn't get hit by a car. It's like a car crash or something. It's random.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Okay.
Yeah. And so his dad guilts him into going on this trip and sabotaging it to protect his mother's legacy and to like fulfill her dreams and her wishes.
Because it's not just her legacy, it's your legacy.
Right. The legacy
and, like,
that you've never really known
God.
About.
What an effective way to manipulate and control your son.
Especially when you only give drips and drabs of information about his mother because you're too grief-stricken to talk about her. That's fucking rough, dude. Yeah, and so he's also here to do that. And now that he likes Miri, he's feeling very conflicted because he doesn't want Miri to fail, but he does need the entire expedition to fail. And that is essentially the same thing now because she's the leader.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret, with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
It's awesome. You're going to love it.
I am
I'm going to give it to you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
If you're shopping while working, eating, or even listening to this podcast, then you know and love the thrill of the hunt. But are you getting the thrill of the best deals? Rakuten shoppers do. They get the brands they love with the most savings and cash back. And you can get it too. Start getting cash back at your favorite stores and even stack sales on top of cash back. It's easy to use and you get your cash back through PayPal or check. The idea is simple. Stores pay Rakuten for sending them shoppers, and Rakuten shares the money with you as cash back. Download the free Rakuten app and never miss a deal. Or go to Rakuten.com to start getting the most bang for your buck. That's Rakuten.
Thanks, Ashley, for being here. You are.
Meanwhile, she goes up to her room and somebody's like, "Oh, you've got a delivery," and gives her an envelope that was sent to her by Dr. Corey Mejia, her mentor and the protagonist from the first book. And Corey Mejia gives her background information that she cannot share with anyone because there are rumblings that like other people, other competitors are around and like they could have anybody working for them essentially. So like don't trust a soul. And it is a list of landmarks in Portuguese that are like the Table Rock, the monkey-faced rock. Like there's a bunch of things.
Tears of the Jaguar, like all sorts of miscellaneous.
And then there's also a medallion that somehow
like
is the key to finding the city. And she has to figure out how and
it's
why.
also like part of the medallion is not there. Like the medallion is not whole. And that's critical because part of her's like, what if the most important part that will take us there is missing from this medallion?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, boy, talk about a needle in a haystack.
And they didn't want to make Dr. Bleep co-lead, but like for optics, etc., it would be weird if he wasn't. So she's like, don't mess with him. Just like, get it done on your own, essentially.
So then we roll through the first sabotage attempt, basically. Yeah. Everyone's on two separate
vans. With hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment to do archaeology.
I'm fascinated. What are they?
What? Expensive shovels. You know what I mean? Wow.
Yeah. Okay. I know that I know
there's more than that.
I know that there is more than that, obviously. But when I think archaeology, I do very much think of just the old school.
Those little paintbrush looking things are made out of unicorn hairs.
Maybe. Yeah. And so like, I'm like, God, it must be unicorn hair if it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. Gee, what the fuck do you have on there? Like, wow.
Hey, are you an archaeologist? Can you?
We would love to know.
I should get with Jenny. Jenny would know. Anyway. Okay, so he decides that Bradley Quinn is being an asshole. No, Bleep Quinn is being an asshole. And he's got her sequestered in the back because that morning she changed their route to go away from the Amazon River and to exactly the location that Rafa's dad told him to keep them away from, like in the interior of the jungle.
And Rafa's like, how the fuck did she come up with that, dude?
Yeah.
How the fuck?
And she's just very vague. She's like, research stuff. And I mean, and it is, right? Because she looks at some of the possible landmarks that are on this list that Corey Mejia gave her. And one of them is near this place. And so that's how it all ended up happening. But Dr. Bleep is real mad about it because he's supposed to be in charge and and they have this whole altercation where I was really proud of her for standing up for herself and pushing back on his misogyny and utter lack of professionalism. But then in the cars, he's like, you're going to sit back here with me and you're going to explain every single moment of your logic changing all of this and we're going to figure it out together and then I'm going to be in charge from then on, basically. Meanwhile, Rafa is up front being Navigator Ned for the driver with the GPS, and she's noticing that even though it should have been a pretty, straightforward...
It's literally a paved road to where they're going.
They're encountering a lot of bumps, and she's kind of confused by it, but whatever. And then Rafa shouts Warthog, look out! And the driver careens off the road.
Underrated savior of this whole fucking book is this driver. Because this driver apparently, Rafa's talking about it, he's like, yeah, the driver pretty quickly realized we're not going the right direction and was like, hey, can I get that GPS?
Yeah, he told the driver, I know a shortcut. And then after a while, the driver's like, I think you might be a terrible navigator, Ned. So hand over that GPS. And that's when he's like, Warthog! And then he finds out later that warthogs are not in that jungle at all.
Long story short, and I'm going to just kind of zippy zap us through this bit because, oh no, I'm not. This is the vine swinging scene. Son of a bitch.
It's close to it. Yeah. I mean, we can zippy zap through to there. Because basically the driver crashes into the side of the road and ends up in a muddy area that he can't get out of.
Yeah, and then Dr. Redacted has a big plan to get him out of it. He ends up with a broken hand because of it, though, so they send most everybody back to the original city so that Dr. Redacted can get medical help, and then they're going to travel from there along the paved expected road to the resort they're going to.
And they're also going to send people from that city to come and tow them out and get them back on the road because they have most of this very valuable equipment that is highly specialized for archaeological things. It's
unicorn hair,
shovels and, picks and stuff, and it's tough, okay? And so she and Rafa and two other dudes stay behind. Felix and Lucas, yeah. They stay behind with the van, and everybody else goes out. And not only does this fuck have a broken hand, but he also has a concussion. One of the bags came off and whopped him right in the head. And so he's talking like sort of gibberish at this point, telling Rafa like, oh man, I bet like my boss is going to be so upset I'm going to lose my house, and I bet he knows all your secrets, and I bet that,
Correct me if I'm wrong, Melody. Isn't Rafa literally holding Dr. Redacted like a baby?
Maybe.
When this is happening?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Because I was reading, and then there was a specific sentence or something that I read, and I went, is he bridal carrying holding Dr. Quinn out of the... Yeah, Dr. Quinn out of the mud?
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, Rafa.
Yeah.
Like...
So they all take off, and... Meanwhile, Miri needs to take a few moments because this is already a shit show. And, she needs to be taken seriously. She needs to be looked at as now the one and only leader, because there's no way with his broken hand that Dr. Bleep is going to be able to come back. So Rafa, meanwhile, sees her go out, into the jungle, and he's like, that's not a great idea for somebody to just, go jaunting along alone. So he follows her, and he hears her talking to herself, being like, you can't fuck this up. This is your one and only chance. What would Corey Mejia do? All the things. And he's taking pictures of her as she's pumping herself up, being like, no, you're a badass. You're a total badass. You can do anything. And that's when she just launches herself at a vine to do a Tarzan swing. Do you have the quote? Yes, please.
Fuck it all up, Miri said, talking to herself and clearly unaware she had an audience. Leave her in charge? Her tone was mocking as she paced around, pantomiming. That's right, Dr. Dipshit, she continued. Look who's in charge now. I'm a fucking badass, she proudly proclaimed as she sprinted toward a vine hanging from a tree, grabbing the woody rope and swinging from it like Indiana Jones. But with a quick snap, the vine broke, sending Miri crashing to her ass. Ugh, she grunted. Rafa flinched for a moment, ready to jump to her aid, when she quickly stood and brushed off and looked at the vines again, searching for another option. This time, she reached up and tugged on a vine first, then walked back a few feet before running and attempting the stunt again. She soared through the air, then let go of the vine for a dismount and landed flat on her face. Ouch. Fuck! She pushed herself up onto all fours and growled. She brushed herself off more forcefully this time than huffed before trying yet again, and landing this time on her knees on dismount. What exactly was she even trying to do? Win an award in the most ungraceful vine swinging competition?
How dare you?
From his observation, there wasn't anywhere for... Melody is personally offended because that is a direct attack.
Come on.
From his observation, there wasn't anywhere for her to go. Nothing for her to accomplish. Swinging around the jungle wasn't exactly a skill that needed to be mastered. I'm just going to cut in to say, Rafa, that is
fucking wrong.
Probably the most wrong that you've ever been.
That's right. Comes in real handy, Rafa. Okay?
Mm-hmm. But whatever her goal, she certainly had tenacity, never giving up. Just like her van antics earlier in the morning. Rafa admired her gumption and spirit. Had to admit, Miri was one of a kind. And then this is just another quick note. This is one of my deepest desires, and it's not something that you can ever explicitly state to a person that you want them to do.
Okay.
But it is a thing that I just, in my deepest dreams,
ooh,
this is a thing that happens.
Listen up, listener.
I hate posing for... Shut up. No, I'm not talking to listener. I am talking to you right now, which means you can't ever do this because it'll feel awkward and forced. But Rafa pulled out the camera, documenting her attempts. Observing her through the lens, focusing on each subtle movement of her face and the determination in her eyes, he couldn't help but smile as he watched her. My God, I hate taking pictures and posing for pictures, Melody. Can I just have somebody who loves taking pictures
follow you around?
Happen to catch.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Like me in situation. Oh my
God.
God.
Only from your best angle and stuff?
I don't care if they're unflattering. I just don't want to take pictures myself. I would prefer them to be flattering.
Sure.
But like, I'm also going to enjoy the unflattering ones. Anyway, but then attempt number 5. Miri let out a gibberish raspberry and shook every part of her body like Elvis gyrating on stage. Here we go, she said, taking off on the vine and calling out like Tarzan. I could picture, Joe Segura, you have a way with words, because I could picture every single thing about this scene.
Yeah.
So fucking clearly.
Yeah, absolutely. And so she ends up seeing him being a creeper, and she calls him out on being a creeper. And he tries to play it off, but then he ends up like asking her about her vine swinging shenanigans, her antics. And she's like, I want to be badass, like Lara Croft. I wanted to like swing and then, land in a crouched position or whatever. And so he shows her how to do it, and it's very cute. She gets good at it. And she's like celebrating herself. It's great. Then they find out that nobody's going to come get them. Everybody in town thinks they're treasure hunters and they suck, and they don't want to ruin any more vehicles, so they can just like die out there, essentially.
Well, they also don't want to get in trouble with the protectors.
Sure, that's also true. It is known,
like, we don't know what these people are going to look for, but because we don't know what it is, it's probably the Moon City. And the protectors will come down on us like next year's obliterating hurricane.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. And so they are like, okay, we're going to have to spend the night out here. That's not great. But then a truck comes by with 2 Yankees in it. And these 2 boys are wearing Red Sox hats and Nationals hats, okay? And they're like, oh, howdy, partner. Do you need to go somewhere? Essentially, not really, but you know what I mean.
I never want to listen to this audiobook now because I want to live in a world where that's what Hunter and Kevin sound like.
Yeah, they're like, a fancy you're going in the same direction we are.
Hey, Melody, I also, just one quick thing. You know how like sometimes you do man voice or like you do a man voice and it's like, ooh, I wasn't expecting that.
Yes.
The experience I'm having right now is the exact opposite.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Mm-hmm. The other one is like rainforest wet. This is like Sahara dry.
That makes sense.
Like, I just want to let you know that I appreciate your what's the
commitment
word when it crosses
my performance.
The gamut.
Oh, the spectrum of my abilities. I hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, so basically they're like, why don't you take all of that real expensive brushes and shovels and put them in this truck, and then we'll get you to where you're going.
We got a boat.
Yeah, we're going on boats, y'all. So they go there, and as they're talking, he realizes that, like, they're fucked. These guys are not being honest about who they are or what their intentions are. But he doesn't, like, have enough to really think they're, like, super nefarious, you know? But once they load all of this incredibly unique and specialized equipment onto the boat, and everybody else is by the truck still, the guys try to...
I love that this has become a bit. Because they talk so much in this book about how expensive everything is, and I'm like... But what?
But what is it, though?
Because, like, at one point they talk a little bit about, like, the electronics and things like that for, like, recording everything and yada yada. And I was like, okay, yeah, I can see how, like, an electronic that can be used in the rainforest while you're out and about and, like, do it, like, all of the digital.
Sure.
Like, I could see that being pretty pricey. But, like, it's not like they're like, yeah, the, like, 3 expensive things on the van. No, according to them, every single thing on this van is fucking crazy
hundreds of thousands
expensive.
of dollars. Those compasses are the most serious compasses that anyone's ever seen. And so that's part of it, I bet.
You keep talking. I'm looking up the most expensive compass in the world right now.
Stop it. Yeah. So these guys are like, hey, sucker, see you later. See you never. Bye. Thank you for all of your wonderful equipment. And they start tootling away from the dock. And Miri loses her ever-loving mind. Miri is not having it. And so she goes running off after them. She, like, jumps onto this, like, log or something, grabs a vine, and swings out there onto the deck in order to stop these guys and like get them off the boat. Meanwhile, Rafa does the same thing. He manages to get on the boat too. No, I'm so sorry. Miri does not land on the deck, importantly. Miri lands right in that urethra fish water.
She lands in the urethra fish.
Yes. We said the exact same thing. But
did you also say urethra?
Urethra fish, yeah.
Yeah.
In that water. Yeah. And then she manages to like get a rope ladder at the end and she gets onto the boat. And so she's covered in Amazon water.
Hey, quick question. I'm about to do some on-the-fly math while we're hanging out here. How many actual hundreds of thousands of dollars do you think this
compass could be?
No. They had like in equipment they have.
I'd say like 400,000 maybe.
That's what I was also thinking. So let's say 100,000. Let's get extreme and say 200,000 in electronic digital equipment. Okay. You keep going. We're working with $200,000, and I'm about to tell you some facts and figures.
Okay.
Keep talking.
All right. So basically, all three other dudes, Rafa and Felix and Lucas, all end up on the boat. They end up doing a big old fight with all of these guys and essentially throwing them off the boat by the end of it. And they win all of their stuff back. They win the boat, and she throws their car keys out into the water. And so how are they going to make that truck work? You know what I mean? So they strand them there, and they fuck off with that boat, going on to the next destination. And then, boy, we have the first kiss in this book happens on this boat. Somebody else is driving the boat, and everybody ends up changing into like some of Lucas's old clothes, I think. But essentially, Rafa ends up in a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shirt that's about 3 sizes too small on all of his abs. And she's very distracted by it. But he wants her to like learn to throw a punch. And so there's this very cute scene. They're fighting about something because he's like, you need to get out of here. We almost got stabbed just now. We need to call this off and go home. And she is like, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. And then my recollection of this is that essentially, in order to shut him up, kind of, she just sort of trips and falls onto his mouth and then pulls back. And then he's like, oh, no. You straddle my lap and we're going to make out even harder.
That is, in fact, exactly how I read that as well.
Yeah.
It was the classic trope of, oops, I fell on your dick.
Oh. That's where we're going to stop for today. We'll be back tomorrow with the second half of this archaeological mystery. Heaving Bosoms is produced by us, Melody Carlisle and Sabrina Bradley. Editing is done by me, Melody Carlisle. Our theme music is by the incredible singer-songwriter Brittany Fonts, and our art is by the ultra-talented author Kate Pryor. If you like our show, remember to follow us on your favorite podcast app, rate us 5 stars, and leave a review. That one small action is a huge way to help the show. If you want to get in touch with us for advertising inquiries or anything else, you can email us at heavingbosomspodcast@gmail.com. If you want more of us, visit patreon.com/heavingbosomspodcast. You can also find us on Instagram at Heaving Bosoms, on TikTok at Heaving_Bosoms, and in our Facebook group, the Heaving Bosoms Geriatric Friendship Cult. See you tomorrow.
Nobody does selling better than Shopify. Shopify is the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret. With Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%. meaning way less carts go abandoned and way more sales going through. So if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling. On the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout that Skims uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period for 3 months at shopify.com/Westwood1, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Westwood1 to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Westwood1.
It's awesome. You're going to love it.
I am
I'm
going
to give it to you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
If you're shopping while working, eating, or even listening to this podcast, then you know and love the thrill of the hunt. But are you getting the thrill of the best deals? Rakuten shoppers do. They get the brands they love with the most savings and cash back. And you can get it too. Start getting cash back at your favorite stores and even stack sales on top of cash back. It's easy to use and you get your cash back through PayPal or check. The idea is simple. Stores pay Rakuten for sending them shoppers, and Rakuten shares the money with you as cash back. Download the free Rakuten app and never miss a deal. Or go to Rakuten.com to start getting the most bang for your buck. That's RAKUTEN.
Thanks, Ashley, for being here. You are